The 1982 Falklands War wasn't just fought with ships and jets. It was won in the shadows. Behind every major assault stood Britain's most elite warriors, the SAS, the SBS, and the forerunners of today's SRR. This is the untold story of how British Special Forces crippled Argentina's military grip, one covert mission at a time. The road to conflict. When Argentine forces seized the Falkland Islands in April 1982, Britain was caught off guard, but not unprepared. The British government responded swiftly with a massive naval task force, including carriers, destroyers, and thousands of troops. Yet, they knew reclaiming the islands wouldn't be easy. They would need deep recon, sabotage, and lightning strikes, tasks only the special forces could handle. While the SAS and SBS prepared for direct action, covert surveillance units, the predecessors of the SRR, were already setting the groundwork through signal interception and battlefield surveillance. SAS, Operation Parake. The first major Special Forces operation took place not on the Falklands themselves, but on the remote island of South Georgia. Operation Parake was a daring plan to reclaim this strategic outpost. SAS troopers, deployed via helicopters in blizzard conditions, conducted advance recon in mountainous terrain and monitored Argentine troop movements. Battling altitude sickness and sub-zero temperatures, they relayed critical intel for the Royal Marines' amphibious assault. When the battle began, the SAS coordinated fire support, and their overwhelming presence pushed the Argentine garrison to surrender. South Georgia was secured, without a drawn-out fight, and it was the first British victory of the war. Pebble Island raid. As the war intensified, Argentina's forward-deployed aircraft on Pebble Island posed a major threat to British ships and troops. Enter the SAS, executing one of the war's most daring missions. Inserted by Sea King helicopters under the cover of night, the squad hiked miles through hostile terrain to infiltrate the airstrip. They planted explosive charges on 11 aircraft, Pucaras and T-34s, and detonated them in a perfectly timed assault. The entire raid lasted just 90 minutes, with minimal British casualties. Argentina's air capabilities in the Western Falklands were shattered, and their morale was deeply shaken. This precision strike became a textbook example of Special Forces sabotage, SBS recon, and amphibious ops. While the SAS operated inland, the SBS, Special Boat Service, owned the coastlines. They conducted silent landings using inflatable boats, creeping onto beaches and surveying Argentine defenses. Operating in four-man teams, they identified suitable landing zones and marked them with infrared beacons. These stealthy operations allowed Royal Marines to land under cover, avoiding minefields and ambushes. SBS teams also conducted shoreline sabotage, disabling observation posts and Argentine early warning systems. Without these low-profile recon and amphibious insertions, Britain's landings could have ended in disaster. Behind enemy lines, SAS, SBS, and SRR routes. As British forces advanced inland, Special Forces were already deep behind enemy lines. SAS and SBS teams, with assistance from signal intelligence units, the forerunners of today's SRR, Special Reconnaissance Regiment, conducted surveillance of Argentine troop movements, intercepted radio transmissions, and coordinated artillery and naval strikes. These intelligence-gathering missions were crucial. From spotting enemy artillery to identifying logistical choke points, they provided British command with real-time battlefield awareness. While the SRR didn't officially exist until 2005, its role in electronic warfare and long-range recon during the Falklands was born through these shadow missions carried out by SIGINT and commando-trained surveillance detachments. They were the eyes and ears, enabling surgical operations across the islands. The recapture of Port Stanley. The final phase of the war was the recapture of Port Stanley, the capital of the Falklands. British infantry prepared for a full assault, but once again Special Forces led the way. SAS teams secured high ground, called in naval fire support, and cleared bunkers under cover of darkness. SBS units protected the flanks and intercepted fleeing Argentine troops along the coast. Recon teams, again, fulfilling the future SRR's role, monitored comms chatter to prevent surprise counterattacks. When Argentina surrendered on June 14th, it wasn't just brute force that won the war, it was elite precision, real-time intelligence, and psychological dominance that left no option but capitulation. Tactical impact and legacy. The Falklands War proved that special forces could reshape modern warfare. The SAS and SBS showed how stealth, speed, and shock could defeat a numerically superior enemy. Meanwhile, the foundation of what would become the SRR played a key role in electronic surveillance and enemy tracking, highlighting the increasing importance of specialized recon units in hybrid warfare. Today, Britain's elite forces operate as a coordinated trinity: SAS, direct action and counter-terrorism; SBS, amphibious ops and maritime special warfare; SRR, covert recon, surveillance, and intel gathering. Together, they embody the same spirit that crushed Argentina's hold over the Falklands. Thanks for watching. For more elite warfare stories, from covert SRR missions to SAS raids, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. This is your front row seat to Britain's shadow warriors. Subscribe for more elite forces content.